At least 38 countries have reported cases of the new Omicron variant of the coronavirus. U.S. President Joe Biden calls the variant a cause for concern, not for panic, as scientists work to determine whether it is more dangerous than another strain. Precautionary measures threaten the global recovery from the pandemic, with South Africa crying foul at travel restrictions imposed. VOA's Arash Arabasda-Sadi has more.
Christmas in quarantine. That might sum up the holiday season for would-be arrivals from southern African nations to London's Heathrow Airport. This after reports of room shortages in so-called quarantine hotels, as the United Kingdom now requires mandatory isolation upon arrival from southern Africa due to the Omicron variant of the coronavirus.
This turbulence of the booking and the flight changing and then arranging, finding out where you get your PCR tests and driving 10 miles to go and book it. It takes its toll. You force people to do something, but allow them to do it.
The UK recently mandated a 14-day quarantine for travelers coming from what it considers red list or high-risk countries like some in southern Africa. The U.S. has restricted travel from several southern African nations as well.
When those were put in, the only cases we knew about were in southern Africa. And really those restrictions were put in to prevent new variants from coming to the United States and to protect the American people from new variants.
At a recent news conference in Ivory Coast, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa called travel bans unscientific and said they were a slap in the face to the African scientists who first detected the Omicron variant.
Whilst we respect the right of every country to take measures to protect their people, the sustained global cooperation we need to overcome the pandemic necessitates that we are led by science and not by emotion and not by political considerations.
As South Africa battles its fourth wave of COVID-19, largely driven by the Omicron variant, CDC Director Rochelle Walensky justified the agency's cautious approach.
We know it has many mutations, more mutations than prior variants, and many of those mutations have been associated with more transmissible variants, with evasion of some of our therapeutics, and potentially evasion of some of our immunity, and that's what we're watching really carefully.
As of Saturday, at least 16 U.S. states reported cases of the Omicron variant. As scientists continue research on Omicron, health officials brace for the spread of what they've called a highly